I have a mildly amusing image of a dressing-gown-clad Duchess of Cambridge padding downstairs in the middle of a sleepless night with the new baby, sinking into one of her fancy sofas and flicking on Netflix. I realize that this idea is likely to be woefully inaccurate. Kate is sure to have an army of maternity nurses to soothe her little prince, and is clearly the kind of down-to-earth woman who watches telly in bed rather than in her sitting room, but humor me here. Anyway, so here she is, logging on to the royal account, and it pops the latest recommendation from the savvy Netflix algorithm, the Letdown. Eesh, she's in for an eye-opening 30 minutes. For a rough idea of what is in store for the doc, just 5 minutes into the first episode of this cult Australian comedy, this standout line is uttered: "Remarkable healing power, the anus. How's the fissure? Any further tearing?" The Letdown is about the magic of childbirth and the beauty that is raising a baby. But unless you are a parent, forget everything you thought you knew about child rearing. Or, in fact, take everything you thought you knew and take it to the edge of the abyss and times it by the depths of hell. The Duchess of Cambridge and Prince William leave the Lindo wing of St. Mary's Hospital with their new baby boy. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, not pictured, and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington. The Duchess of Cambridge with her newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. The Duchess of Cambridge with her newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. Well wishes await the departure of Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, and Prince William, Duke of Cambridge with their newborn son from the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital. Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, and the Duchess of Cambridge show their newly born son, their third child, to the media outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital. The Duchess of Cambridge outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital. Princess Charlotte of Cambridge turns to wave at the media as she is lead-in with her brother Prince George of Cambridge by their father Britain's Prince William, Duke of Cambridge at the Lindo wing of St. Mary's Hospital. Prince William, Duke of Cambridge arrives with Prince George and Princess Charlotte at the Lindo wing. Town crier Tony Appleton announces that the Duchess of Cambridge has given birth to a baby boy outside the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in London. A notice is placed on an easel in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace in London to formally announce the birth of a baby boy to the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge at St. Mary's Hospital. Prince William waves as he leaves the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and their newborn son leave the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington. A waxwork of Queen Elizabeth II sits in a black London taxi as it drives past the Lindo wing at St. Mary's Hospital in central London following the news that the Duchess of Cambridge has given birth to a baby boy. A general view of the BT Tower as it announces the birth of the Duchess of Cambridge and Prince William, Duke of Cambridge's newborn son. There are no breezy 5-hour Lindo wing labors here. Posterior, 36-hour delivery. Forceps, penthouse, 4th degree tear. And I'm that 1 in 200. The epidural pierced my spinal fluid, recounts one new mum during a church hall parenting class like the least fun AA meeting you've ever seen on screen. Our hero is Audrey, played by co-writer and co-creator Alison Bell, Australia's answer to Sharon Horgan, who is less custom Jenny Packham and immaculate blow-dry, and more bread and t-shirt, bed hair and permanently traumatized grimace. We meet her as she is woken from a nap by the local drug dealer tapping on her window. She's parked on his turf, but baby Stevie is asleep in the back, so, naturally, she offers to buy cocaine rather than risk waking her. From here, the series covers every painful, scatological and judgmental parenting truth. There's the mum raising her child gender neutral. We don't believe in branding or defining her gender. We'll wait for her to reveal her name. A hands-off grandmother who would rather get laid than lend a hand, and an abortive attempt at a postpartum fumble. When Audrey's partner scarpers for a busy business trip, I know I was mean to be babysitting. It's not babysitting when it's your own child. She is left sobbing on a night bus. Royal baby. How the day unfolded. Whether you see the Letdown as horror or hilarious is likely to depend on how near you are to the baby-making stage of life. Either way, it's addictive viewing. Having spent an evening binge-watching the whole of the first series, available in its entirety now, I am still undecided as to whether it should be required watching for everyone even starting to consider coming off contraception, or whether this would spell the end of the human race. Although later episodes lack the pace of the first, the underlying warmth remains. The twilight zone between becoming a parent and actually being a parent is a stage of life rarely seen on screen, let alone discussed, so kudos to the Letdown for such a bracingly honest account. Enjoy, Your Highness, at Lucy_J Grey's Anatomy, Sky Living, 9 p.m. A topical episode of the hospital drama, given the continuing controversy about the rights of dreamers, undocumented immigrants who arrived in the U.S. as children. An agent from ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, turns up at Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital looking for Sam Bello, Janine Mason, a surgical intern who moved to the U.S. from El Salvador when she was a year old. Decisions, Sam Bello and DeLuca, ABC. Legally, she should be allowed to stay, but she knows of people in similar situations who have been deported, and her first thought is to run. Meredith Ellen Pompeo suggests to Sam that she could get married to DeLuca, Giacomo Giannotti, though that might not be enough to cement her right to remain. Other suggestions include taking on a new identity, faking her death, or driving to Canada. But if she flees the investigator, she will be classed as a criminal and further jeopardize her immigration status. Meanwhile, the agent is chewing on indigestion tablets at an alarming rate, so Bailey suggests they run a few tests. Screen time: Britain's fat fight with Hugh Fernley wedding stall, BBC One, 9 p.m. The River Cottage broadcaster likes a tussle. Previously he embarked on a fish fight. Here, he takes on obesity, the second biggest cause of premature death in the UK, after smoking. The statistics are horrific. 2/3 of Britons are said to be overweight, so Fernley wedding stall addresses the problem by challenging the people of Newcastle to lose £100,000 in a year. He demonstrates how bad habits start in childhood, asking why the manufacturers of breakfast cereals don't carry traffic light warnings on their packets to show how much sugar is in their products. He also considers the ways in which shops tempt us into snacking by setting up a replica of a checkout in the street. International football factories, London Live, 9 p.m. Not long now till it all kicks off in Russia, though with any luck without any kicking off, and in this trip onto the terraces Danny Dyer spends time with England fans overseas. Back in March, more than 100 people who had followed the national team to Amsterdam were arrested, which bodes well for the summer. Keeping the peace, Danny Dyer, Dave Bennett, Spooks, London Live, 10 p.m. A week is a long time in politics, although Rose would say it's even longer in a political hostage situation, as she's been stuck in a room patrolled by terrorists since last Wednesday. They haven't even allowed the hostages to watch the royal baby news, the fiends. In the conclusion of this tense two-part story, the MI5 earwiggers are preoccupied sussing out the true identity of the terrorists who have taken members of the Saudi royal family, and an undercover Rose prisoner, Adam Rupert Penry Jones, and his colleagues soon realize that they're dealing with the groundskeepers and espionage agency's worst nightmare. There's a mole demolishing their handiwork. But who is it and what is their game? Deep dish Stranger Things, Netflix Series 3 of the retro teen drama has started filming, and a fourth series has been confirmed. S3 will have 8 episodes, some of which have still to be written, but new cast members include Carrie Elwes as Mayor Klein, a 1980s politician, and Jake Busey as Bruce, a journalist with the Hawkins Post with questionable morals. Busey is son of photographer Judy Lynn Helkenberg and actor Gary Busey. Another celebrity child is Maya Thurman, Fox Fresh Archer. Netflix. This award-winning adult animation about an American secret agent is an acquired taste, but it's well-written, cartoony on the eye and a masterpiece of ironic voiceover. The animation may be retro, but the taboo-scratching dialogue is fiercely contemporary. The series has attracted guests such as John Hamm and Bryan Cranston since its launch in 2009.